How did you lose your best friend? No idea. He slowly stopped answering calls, texts, emails. His wife, even more so. It'd occasionally stop by to see them and everything appeared to be okay. They never stopped to see us, even though his mother lived just a few miles away. I just quit trying. Same thing. After months of me always making the plans, I left it up to him to call me. It's been 24 years now. I'm starting to think he might not call. Slowly everybody just grew apart. Basically, some got jobs after college. Some of us joined the Marines. Some started their own companies. Some got married and had kids. His wife tried to sleep with me. I didn't let it happen and I told him about it. They reconciled and had more kids. Then it got weird whenever I was around, so we drifted apart. They reconciled and had more kids. I started using a wheelchair. I learned the hard way that most friends just can't deal with that. Almost all of my friends today never knew me as a walking person. You are better off with different friends. He stayed up all night putting finishing touches on a senior term paper in high school. The deadline for the paper was unforgiving and at least one person missed the deadline every year. Paper was worth 50% of the term grade. He was a smart guy, top 5 in a class of 500. Anyway, he didn't show up at school the next day. Around midday they announced his death due to a traffic accident on his way to school. I'm not sure he was my best friend, though he was a very good friend. But I'm pretty sure I was his best friend. Good guy. Lousy ending. RIPRC. As I was reading this, I thought I might know you until I reached the cause of death. I had a friend with the exact same situation. Best friend since we were 12. Best man at my wedding when we were 28. Day after the wedding he never spoke to me again. No explanation. Calls and texts went unanswered. He would avoid being at any social event I would be at, which was a few because we had the same circle of friends. Tried for 2 years to keep that friendship alive. He was in love with either you or her. She got into heavy drugs and suddenly decided she doesn't like me anymore. She probably saved you from years of stress. I noticed that he never came to my place to catch up. I stopped going over to his place to see how long until he noticed. It's been 5 years now. Man shrugging. Over the years I have observed in number of friendships that it's always me that makes the call. They always are delighted to hear from me. If I organize something they come. They just don't make the effort. He killed himself. I often go and meet up with his little brother and we play with his toy cars. I think it takes my mind off it as much as his. Edit. I'm gonna turn off reply notifications, as I'm feeling a bit down and don't wanna be reminded of the thing. Thank you all for your support. And have a wonderful day. Red heart. I'd say I've had 3 best friends I've lost over my lifetime. First one, I was the asshole. Second one, he was the asshole. Third one, just drifted apart as our lives went our separate ways. Suicide. I still miss him. The worst part is, he's always going to be 23. My memories of him are always going to stop when we were young. I'm going to get older and he'll stay the same age. It'd be one thing if we grew up and drifted apart. But now it's just nothingness. Not even the bittersweet smile one gets when they're reminded an old friend is still out there somewhere. I had a dream. Some years ago now. He kept cheating on his wife and went to jail twice for beating her up. I told him I didn't think that was good behavior and he told me to frick off and that I didn't understand marriage since I was unmarried. Depression. I pulled away from everyone because I didn't want to inflict myself on them. ETA. Holy crap. I'm so sorry, so many of us are in the same boat. Frowning face. Here's to hoping there's a light at the end of this tunnel. Edit number 2. Thanks for the award. Kind stranger. I feel this one on a deep, personal level. In IKEA, they say that the IKEA meatballs are made of customers that got lost. Best friend is gay. Known him for about 35 years. Marries a woman who is a total religious psycho. She even lied to him for years about her age before they married. Always tells him what to do and he's the type who can't say no. She finds gay porn on his phone and makes him delete all social media. Cut off ties to everyone he knows, outside of family. Get STD tested. Confess to their preacher and his parents. Makes him get a new phone and puts tracking software on it. I haven't seen or heard from him in nearly a year and have no idea how to contact him. He should have never kept secrets from her, but he should have never married her in the first place. I wish there was something I could do. No way to convince him to leave her. Car accident in 1988. Still call her mum on birthdays, Mother's Day, etc. She was 5 days younger than me. We always said we'd do a double 21st. She only made it to 19. Miss you, Tracy. It's wonderful you have kept a connection to her family. The final straw was when I asked him not to smoke weed before he came to my father's memorial service. Dude is a huge stoner, and whenever he drove anywhere he'd smoke a blunt and off from whatever he was doing. I asked if he could please not do that because he would stink up the entire room church where the service was being held. He refused, and said if I didn't like his lifestyle, I could go frick myself. I just asked if he could not smoke for an hour or two. Nope, we weren't like teenagers either. We were adults. Later in texts, because he wouldn't talk on the phone anymore, we got into an argument and he told me he knew me better than I knew myself. Like, how freaking arrogant can you be? Knew him for 20 plus years. Haven't heard a peep in 5. Frick him. His folks are still awesome, and we email back and forth once a week, never mentioning their son. Frick you, Eric. Frick you, Eric. From me too. He stole my idea and took the credit. Arsehole didn't even admit it to me. He got hit by a bus though, and I lost my bus driving license. Wild. Stood my ground. Chad. No jokes. This guy was always naive as hell and I accepted it. But one day he asked me to talk with him without phones on street. Warning. Dumbest part starts. He said that his grandma told him that he is Stalin grandson. Then he said he wants Rose start a revolution against Putin and he wants me to participate in that. I refused. And he stopped being my friend. Sorry for my bad English. As you could understand. I'm from Russia. P.S. about the phones part. He thought government can listen to us through them and get rid of him if they hear the revolution part. This was wild from start to finish. Our parents got married for 3 years and then they divorced and now I don't have a best friend. Smiling face with tear. Oh gosh, that sucks. Can't even keep in touch with socials. He stole from everyone. He took my money twice. Once straight up taking the whole ass wallet too. On another occasion he wanted to borrow my Game Boy Color and my extra copy of Pokemon Yellow. Important detail is the quotes around borrow. Motherfricker never brought it back. Probably never played it. Supposedly he did shoot like this for drugs. But on other occasions he has stolen things just for the frick of it. So who knows? I was not the only victim. Honestly, they just expected more out of me than I was capable of giving. Just blurred lines and unrealistic expectations. I took her for granted. I figured that she would always be there. I wasn't taking care of myself and I didn't see how that was impacting her. She left because of it. We were in love but we were also each other's best friend. I wish I didn't lose her but it's taught me so much about myself that I'm glad she did it. I'm doing really well now. I wish things could have been different but I wouldn't have learned any other way. The hard road is shooty but it can be the best way to grow as a person. I had to leave my best friend for the same reasons. It was the worst day of my life and it's still one thing I want to go back to often. However, his self-care or lack thereof was bringing me down. FCK that be. She stopped talking to me because I confronted her about the ways she was abusing my friendship. I let her move in with me because she said she was in dire straits with her husband. Even though my house was already crowded, she moved in and would just party every weekend. She would try to win over my friends by embarrassing me in front of them. I could go on and on. I'm so happy she's out of my life. He slapped my girlfriend. We finally have the answer to this. Guy slaps your girlfriend. What do you do? Sudden brain aneurysm at 42. She passed away age 26. Cancer's a beach. Edit. Thanks everyone. My friend was the best person in the world. Was lucky to have her in my life even if that time was cut short. Sorry to anyone else who's had to deal with the loss of someone to cancer. Here's hoping that one day there will be a cure. Also thanks for the silver. No idea what that actually means but appreciate it nevertheless. They became my girlfriend. A wholesome answer. We love to see it. Caught him sleeping with my girlfriend of 4 years. Codependency. I became basically obsessed with her and it just became too toxic. I had to cut it off because it was eating me up inside and she didn't deserve how I was treating her. Yeah, I kinda had a similar thing happen to me lately with a girl I met last year. I just couldn't get my mind off her. She was just a nice girl that I met at a shop. It all went away. I got tired of it being all about her all of the time. I couldn't tell her anything in my life good or bad because she would make it about herself. I lost my best friend to meth last year. He is still alive but he is gone from us now. I'm sorry. 130 milligrams of methadone.